Usually, when you get a computer, you usually only get one computer at a time. Usually, you do not get 3 computers, say. Well, I recently acquired 8. 3 desktops and 5 laptops. As a side note, these are all acquisitions from a competing content creator who made videos on these computers previously, so if these model numbers seem familiar, then that's why. Let's get this computer out of the way first, because it doesn't work.
Computer numero uno. HP Pavilion A6300F. I'm getting this one out of the way first because it doesn't work. Because its power supply died. So, no test for this sucker.
Here on the front, we've got a card reader, a DVD drive, an expansion bay, a pocket media drive system, firewire, USB, and audio jacks.
This is where the power button is, by the way. On the top. There's a lot going on here on the back. And
We've got the power supply, a modem, more audio jacks, Ethernet, USB, firewire, VGA, DVI, and digital audio.
I think I have a good idea as to why this thing has a broken power supply. Let's go open up this. Get this thumb screw out. Oh god, that's slippery. When you look at that, quite obvious that this thing doesn't work. When you look at that, it's pretty obvious. Right there. Let me just get the anti-static band on, because where is a good spot to put the band? I'll just put it right there. It's probably not gonna stick. And no, I'll just stick it on right here. Do have a 500 gig hard drive. That's cool. But yeah, it's pretty obvious this thing isn't working. Bestec.
The bane of existence of all power supplies.
It's a 25012Z. Hopefully this thing still works. Just those Bestec supplies are questionable tech. Let's look at this sucker. Ugh, that is a crusty capacitor. Oh, I see another one. I think it last was in 07? It's kind of hard to see, but let me go see. Let's go move this forward. I can't really see all that well. So I already spotted 2 pregnant capacitor thingies. Don't think I see any more, but yeah. Capacitor plate strikes again. Yeah, that one right there is not good at all. Yeah. Kind of hard to get my... come on! Alright, that's out of there.
But as a one last side note, before we move on to the next computer, this PC seems to resemble a monitor that I've had for quite a bit of time. This HP W series monitor from around the same time, I presume. Anyway...
Computer numbers Y, HP Pavilion A1206N, with a hard-to-reach power button. The thing is still there, just it's hard to freaking reach.
On this computer's front side, there is a LightScribe DVD drive, a CD drive, a card reader, a USB port, another 2 USB ports, firewire, and audio jacks. On the rear, we have a power supply, PS2, parallel, VGA, USB, firewire, Ethernet, digital audio out, more audio jacks, and a modem.
Oh, we got high power this time. Alright, what's the capacitor situation on this sucker? There's already a situation with this thing in the first place, so this thing.
Here, it's a typical inside for a computer of this time, with a power supply as previously stated, this time not from the same manufacturer, as well as our cooling fan, hard drive, and memory and whatnot. Now, I think we should go turn this thing on. Oh, also, I didn't get my cable management sorted out ahead of time, so then I spent a bit of a intense and frustrating time frame trying to get the VGA cable into the monitor. Yeah, I'm glad I have a punching bag, but hooking this up, it works, but it's a bit loud. Just get a listen. Oh, that's loud. Ugh. What the hell is with the bearing? Oh, we got Windows XP. That doesn't sound good. Is that the hard drive? However, the computer works and it has Windows XP installed. Not only that, but it's in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Not very fit for this monitor. Good God, that is loud. I got our mess now. This version of, first I want to change this resolution. And then all of the HP bloatware started pegging me about stuff. If you're not very familiar with HP computers, especially computers from the past, they are particularly infamous for having a lot of bloatware. And so, if you're somebody that's never been familiar with PC stuff, like say you've used a Mac your entire life, then now you know. Or you probably already did know. What? Why is so much stuff popping up? Ugh. Close. Oh my, shut up! In terms of pre-installed stuff, there is a lot of it. So much so that this thing is likely going to get a dedicated video in the future. Yeah, in the future. Because I don't really need to do a video on this thing at the moment, but of the pre-installed programs, there's one that I think is particularly kind of interesting. Oh, we got Bejeweled 2. So, I know this is like one of those things, but like, got Bejeweled 2. Shut up, Morton! AMD Athlon 64, 3200 plus, 1.8 gigs, 960 megs of RAM. Doesn't seem all that bad for what? That's just making all that noise. Too, so there is that. Hot deals from more than 15 years ago, so I don't think they're really... Out of curiosity, what the hell would happen if I were to say... Yeah, let's see what the hell will happen. Agree. Are these pre-installed or something? Huh. It's like, they're trials. Huh. Like, I mean, 60 minutes left. But is this online? Oh, it's the actual game. Okay. This is a trial version nonetheless, but... Well... I've played this game before. This is probably not the most ideal system that I could be playing this on, but... I think it works. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, somehow HP put a really good video game on here. That being said, it is only a 60-minute free trial provided through Wild Tangent, one of the most, and these gaming services were a bit questionable by modern standards, but still, it's a fun game, especially for today, and so I can't really complain a lot here. But I think that's going to be enough for this computer. Let's move on to our last subject. Last things last, we've got an HP Pavilion 753N. Now, as a side note, this is not the first time that this specific computer has been in my possession, or at least one of this model. For a couple hours in December of 2022, I was given two computers, and this model was one of them. Of course, it was only, like, to get an idea of computers from the time, but still, had I released the footage that I had gotten of the computers, then this would have been the first time that you'd be seeing this thing since probably early 2023. However, on the front here, we have a CD writer, a DVD drive, a floppy drive, the power button, FireWire, and two USB ports. On the back, we've got a bit of an interesting I/O layout, but there's the power supply, this speaker jack, PS2, two USB ports, serial, parallel, VGA, two more USB ports, Ethernet, and audio jacks. Now, when I went to go get inside of this thing, it was extremely hard. There are usually thumb screws on computers like this, but this one did not have thumb screws. As such, I spent an hour causing pain to my fingers, and eventually I got the side panel off using a spudger and a lot of quick force from my thumb, which that I did not expect to get it out. I finally got it out of there. Good God, it took forever. Alright, what kind of power supply we have here? Ooh, well, we have a Delta power supply. Not sure what that, not too familiar with that. Hopefully it's not a bad thing. I have a good feeling there's gonna be pregnant capacitors. Yeah, I see one. Not
really that bad, but nonetheless. You know, maybe I should get my anti-static band before I go further. That is an interesting way you can, that the CMOS is held. I think, other than that, most of the capacitors seem to be fine. Just that one, right there. Fan and stuff. Hard drive right here. Somebody tried drawing on the ribbon thing? Huh. Say we get this done and over with, so I can stop putting myself out of this misery. Oh, well, that's a bit of an old one. Also, good God, that hard drive. Oh, is this... Was this ever set up? Give me the out-of-box experience. Oh, that's interesting.
Welcome to Windows XP. I'm Victor from the Hewlett-Packard Company, and I'm here to help you set up your new computer. I can explain things as you move along. Anytime you need help, just click me with a mouse or press the F1 key. I'll be right here if you need me.
I wonder if I had keyboard access. Oh. Does this still have to install more stuff? Eventually, though, I was able to get onto the desktop. It took a bit of time, but it loaded, and it actually seems to function quite decently for a computer of its time once it gets going. Bear in mind that this computer is from pretty early in Windows XP's lifespan, and so it has a early Pentium 4 as well. Now, out of curiosity, if I were to do this, would this detect our keyboard? Yep, it does. Huh, word perfect. 10. Gotcha. Huh, that's cool. Britannica's online stuff. Sonic, record now. Quicken. Norton. Oh, hey, what do you look at that? That looks familiar now, doesn't it? I think I've heard of this thing before. Maybe I made a video on it before. I don't know. Shameless plug. What is this HP Center? Can also generally identify that this is one of those early XP systems because it's got Norton Antivirus 2002 and Reader 5. Oh, it's a toolbar. What is a rough idea? Intel Pentium 4, 2 gigs, 512 megabytes of RAM. But overall, that's generally going to conclude what I want to look at today. These are 3 fairly decent computers, and I'm probably going to use them to some extent. That being said, the 6300F has to get a power supply replacement, but I don't think that's going to be too hard. Oh, also, if my voice sounded a little robotic, I guess, during this video, I apologize. I thought my voice sounded a little too high-pitched for my liking, so I changed the pitch and it made it sound a little robotic. Great job, Audacity. Why do you do that?